The Entitlement Effect, Episode 4, Why You Attract Entitled People and How to Stop. So far, we've become detectives. We've learned to spot the 7 signs of the entitlement mentality. We've dug into the past to understand why people become this way, seeing the wounded child behind the armor. This is all vital knowledge, but knowledge about them can only take us so far, because there's a missing piece to this puzzle, a piece that's closer to home, and it's the key to everything. If this entitlement mentality is a radio signal, constantly broadcasting its demands into the world, why does it seem to tune in so clearly to your frequency? Why are you, seemingly more than others, a magnet for this energy? It's not bad luck. It's not a cosmic joke. And it is absolutely not your fault. But it is a pattern. And patterns, especially in relationships, are a two-person dance. Today we get radically honest and beautifully compassionate about the part of the dance that you do. Because once you see your steps, you can finally change the music. Let's talk about why you're such a good target. And spoiler alert, it's probably because you're a wonderful person. The number one reason people with an entitlement mentality are drawn to you is simple. You have resources they want. And I don't just mean money. I mean emotional resources. You have empathy. You have compassion. You have competence. You have a strong work ethic. You have a desire to fix things, to help, to heal. You are, in many ways, an emotional millionaire. And to a person operating from a place of lack, from that deep-seated wound we talked about, you look like a bank with very lax security. They sense your warmth, your capability, your generosity, and they think, perfect. That's for me. But it's deeper than that. It's not just what you have, it's how you are wired. Many of us who attract this dynamic are what I call giver types, and we often have a few superpowers that sadly become our kryptonite. First, there's the disease to please. We have a deep, often unconscious need for external validation. Our sense of worth can become entangled with being needed, being useful, or being the reliable one. Saying no doesn't just feel like a boundary, it feels like a rejection of our very identity as a good person. We fear the conflict, the disapproval, the potential anger. So we say yes when our soul is screaming no. Then there's the fixer's fantasy. This is a big one. We believe on some level that our love, our patience, our generosity will be the magic key. That if we just give enough, help enough, be understanding enough, we will finally be the one who gets through to them. We will finally be the one they appreciate. We will heal their wound. And then they will finally see our worth and reciprocate. It's a fantasy. A beautiful, heartbreaking fantasy. Because you cannot fill a bottomless cup. You cannot heal someone who does not see themselves as broken. Your generosity will not teach them reciprocity. It will only teach them how much they can take from you. And finally, many of us have a blurry sense of self. Our boundaries are like a country with no border control. We let other people's needs, wants, and emergencies become our own. We have a hard time distinguishing between their problem and my problem. Their crisis feels like our command to act. So let's paint the picture. The entitled person broadcasting their signal of need, scanning for resources. They ping you, you ping back with your people-pleasing, your fixing fantasy, and your blurry boundaries. It's a perfect, terrible match. Your software is compatible with their virus. Now I need you to hear this. This is not about blame. This is not about shame. This is about awareness. You did not ask for this. You were likely taught this, maybe from a young age. You were rewarded for being quiet, for being helpful, for not making waves. Your beautiful empathy was taken advantage of, and you learned that love was conditional on your usefulness. But here is the most important, most empowering shift in this entire series. Your greatest vulnerability, your giving nature, is also your greatest strength. You just need to learn where to point it. The answer is not to become cynical, hard, or closed off. The answer is not to destroy the giver. The answer is to protect the giver, to become a conscious giver, not a compulsive one. It's about redirecting that immense power of your care and attention from people who see it as a resource to exploit, and towards people who see it as a gift to cherish, and most importantly, towards yourself. The most radical act of generosity you can engage in right now is to give to yourself. Give yourself the gift of peace, the gift of boundaries, the gift of saying, I matter too. So, how do we start to change the dance? It begins with tiny revolutions. First, get curious about your own yes. The next time you feel that internal pressure to say yes to something, pause, just for a moment. Ask yourself, why am I saying yes? Is it because I truly want to and have the capacity? Or is it because I'm afraid of their reaction? Afraid of not being seen as nice? Just notice. No judgment. Second, mourn the fixer's fantasy. Gently acknowledge that you cannot change them. You cannot make them see the light. Letting go of that fantasy is like setting down an incredibly heavy backpack you didn't even know you were carrying. It frees up so much energy. Third, start to define yourself. Who are you outside of what you do for others? What do you enjoy? What are your own needs and wants? Reconnect with yourself. The stronger your sense of self, the stronger your boundaries become, naturally. You have been using your empathy to understand everyone else. It's time to turn that empathy inward. Get curious about your own patterns. Why do I feel responsible for their feelings? What's the worst that could happen if I say no? This self-awareness is your new security system. It's you changing the locks on the bank. You are not a magnet for entitlement because you are weak. You are a magnet because you are strong and kind and capable. Now, it's time to learn how to protect those beautiful qualities so you can share them with people who will value them, not just consume them. In our next episode, we get practical. We move from understanding to action. I will give you the phrases, the scripts, the real-world strategies to protect your energy, to communicate your boundaries, and to finally stop the silent tax on your sanity. The journey is almost complete. You have done the hard work of understanding. Now we build the fortress. Until then, be kind to yourself. This is a learning process. You are breaking a lifetime of habits. You're doing great. I'll see you in the next one.